Professor Padmanabhan, Professor Hassan, Dr. Madan, our Joint Secretary from the Ministry of Culture, Dr. Ratela, Mr. Bhatt, and friends. I'm sorry for the delay. We were supposed to take about 10 minutes to see those exhibits upstairs. But let me assure you, for those who have not seen them, don't make this mistake. Keep 2 hours. Every exhibit is so fascinating that you cannot move away. We have seen a lot of electromechanical displays. We have seen a lot of science experiments in science museums, science galleries, in school and college laboratories. But to conceptualize a series of models thematically is not only a curatorial job, it requires more than that. It requires imagination and vision. So let me start by congratulating the scientists, officers and staff of the NCSM and VITM, especially the lady curator, for doing such an excellent job. Now, having said that, why is it that we require such institutions? As Professor Padmanabhan has said, as Professor Hassan has also emphasized, we have them not as attractions and toys, not as gimmicks, not as dazzling exhibits. All of them carry a message that many of the jazzy programs on TV do not. They convey a bottom line, they convey a message, they convey an appeal. Now let us stop back and think for a minute. If you go to the Fun Science Gallery opposite, you will see a very crude looking apparatus called the aeroplane. You'll start laughing at it. It's made with a little bit of cloth and paper and I don't know what, cycle chains, all sorts of homemade contraptions. And there is a man trying desperately to make that object fly. This was 1903. The Wright brothers were trying to prove what others had never dared to, that you can actually have a heavier than air contraption, mechanism that can fly and direct itself. 1903, they were moved a few steps, a few yards, and they stopped. Did they imagine 50 years later that the whole world would be moving only on aeroplanes? Did we imagine, did that generation ever imagine that built with those cycle chains and homemade frameworks, that this is a prototype of what the 20th century will all be about? Now, what is the 21st century going to be? We cannot get into astrology. Astrology is not scientific. But we can try hazarding a guess on the basis of data available with us. Without a shadow of doubt, we can say there are two prime movers of the 21st century to the extent that we can see. We cannot see beyond the first 2, 3 or 4 decades. Otherwise, we would all be magicians. If somebody could stand before Faraday and say that your electricity would move the world, if somebody could stand next to Orville Wright and say that your funny contraption is going to move the world, he would be God. So here we have only 2 to 3 decades in front of us. I mean, for old men like me, for youngsters, you have the whole world to dream about. This century will center itself on 2 major issues. Water is going to be a concern. The management of water and the management of energy. You can put the priorities whichever you want, and in some way the two are interconnected. Environment is only an offshoot of both problems. In the question of energy, We have been talking for the last 50 years on clean energy, less dependence on fossil fuels, non-conventional energy, wind energy, solar energy, tidal energy, and we have gone on. But we have not made a major economic breakthrough in the world of non-fossil fuels. We have made many breakthroughs, but we have not made a breakthrough that could replace the fossil fuel that guzzles into our cars, into our thermal plants, and pollutes the rest of the world. So when we talk of energy, the most fascinating experiment, the most fascinating aspect of energy that we shall have to grapple with, when I say we as old people on the sidelines, and you, the younger generation, tackling the battlefield. And that will be the management of energy, where electricity is going to play, one of the motive powers of energy, is going to play a very, very critical role. We need to rework, we need to go back to the roots when the dividing lines between biology, physics, mathematics, electricals did not exist. One created the other, one supplemented the other. The frog's leg could be used to produce electricity. The rubbing of a hand can produce electricity. We need to go back to the basics. We have now, having exploited the resources that the earth has and almost reaching catastrophical points, we now need to go back to those natural sources once again to see how we can create something out of nothing. That is going to be the wizardry of the 21st century. And who's going to do it? How do we get to these targets? We can get to these targets only if we have the next generation or a small part of it, or only we require a small, talented, dedicated part who will be concentrating on this aspect. The rest can go as their families want, to become engineers, MBAs, export products, dollar earners, whatever. We can't stop it. But we do require that small dedicated group, because that group that is going to stay back in the basic sciences would be the ones who would be producing the lifeline of the future. Our only hope upon NCSM and all its premier institutions like the VITM is that they go on experimenting, they go on reinventing themselves, they go on changing their models, their strategies, their styles and their exhibits, to go on attracting the young of today who, unlike us, have a million choices before them. We had only one choice, listening to the radio, where we were described through a relay what a football or a cricket match was. They have now a million choices of watching artificially produced commercial ventures, round-the-clock entertainment, and our science centers need to take that into account, that in spite of these attractions, we will be able to light the fire in the souls and hearts of a small section who will be contributing the rest of their lives to the enrichment of our scientific knowledge, because they are the ones who are going to carry us forward. I congratulate the VITM today. I congratulate Dr. Padmanabhan, Dr. Hassan, Dr. Rautela, and all our friends here for having got us here. But I have to excuse ourselves, we have to excuse ourselves because there is another program to which we must rush. God bless.